Hi everyone, my name is Himaja. So right now we're setting up for our 2019 conference taking place tomorrow. Over here we have our production crew setting up their cameras. In the back we have our students setting up our set for our conference. We have people working on speaker stuff, and speakers are going to be coming tonight to be rehearsing their talks. It's all going to be very fast paced, and we're so excited for our conference tomorrow. Thank you so much.
A year ago, I said, I'm going to do a TED Talk one day. And I don't know when or how or what. And here I am today and doing it. And so the process has just been invigorating and just powerful and just, really watching other videos, but making sure that I am true to myself, because I think that's the DNA, right, that attracts people, the TEDx, is everyone has their own style.
Much as a teacher, it's all, to me, call and response. And so in my head, I was like, wait, people aren't gonna talk back at me? I can't be like, so y'all turn and talk, discuss amongst yourselves, let me see some hands raised, any of that. So I think for me, I had to go, okay, what from that experience of being in front of a classroom will work for this? And then what from my experience of being a performer will work so that I can craft something that feels right for me. One kickball change, one pot of beret, one shuffle, one orange justice, one whoa. I think in the essence of what draws me to looking at a good TED Talk is the person, the presenter really seems to have figured out, here's the essence and the most important thing that I want to share. It's so important to me, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to invite other people to learn or to experience that importance as well. And so I really hope that folks might just wiggle and shake on a bus stop or wherever and just remember, oh right, I have a whole body the whole time. Let me just move that. So,
well, I'm really talking about how a magician creates wonder. At first you want to fool people, then hopefully you want to entertain them. And then I've been doing it long enough that I'm hoping to leave people with a sense of wonder. Well, I was also a high school principal for 20 years, so wonder takes on a different aspect. And I think we want students to think outside their comfort zone. And so many times our students are just worried about the right answers.
TEDx is an independently run organization. We are licensed by TED to host a community by community based event that really pulls together people from the community as speakers and people from the community as participants. And so because we are independently run, we have a lot of creative flexibility in terms of who we invite, what our theme is, and how we set up the conference in general. We chose Crushing the Comfort Zone because we thought it was so important for people to reflect on what a comfort zone means and whether or not it's important to challenge those comfort zones, to go beyond that feeling of familiarity that so many of us find ourselves limited to.
I feel like we live in a world where, yes, we are connected to so many people, but yet we're so lonely. And when you get to a place of being transparent about how you're feeling, you don't care really what anyone thinks. You get to determine how you want your life to turn out. So I feel like anyone can relate to that kind of message.
Several different committees that all really coordinate together throughout the entire semester, but primarily during the actual conference. We have a curation team that works with recruiting student and adult speakers and rehearsing with them and really making sure they're ready for the day of.
But now that I'm a shaman, I know that with the right tools, we can learn to heal. I had a lot of different drafts, and I had a lot of pressure on myself to really try to say the exact words that were right and correct, and that were going to convey the exact meaning that I wanted. And all these whiteboards in my apartment where I had all these ideas and all the different drafts and diagrams of how the TED Talk was going to go. And then at the end of it, the thing that relieved the pressure for me was it came down to one mission: give them hope.
One of my favorite aspects of working in the curation team for all these years is working with the student speakers, because I think we have such incredible talent right here in our UConn community that is sometimes unrecognized or maybe not recognized adequately. And I think that being able to host people on this platform and be able to give them like a tangible video that they can promote is so valuable to students.
It's really fun to be able to get such varied experiences on one platform. And that's why I think TEDx is such an important part of society and media. And that's why I'm so honored to be a part of it, because I can lend my experience and someone from across the world can lend theirs.
It's a lot of work, a lot of planning behind the scenes, but that one day when you have the conference, everything really just clicks together. You see, all the work you did in, for example, the logistics community actually having like an impact. You see the work that people have done in the curation committee, like finding speakers, come to fruition when speakers go on stage and know exactly what to say and how to deliver their message.
So we started out with a lot of brainstorming in terms of what our logo was going to look like, what our posters were going to look like, what the set was going to look like for the actual day of. We came up with a lot of options and ideas for different components of the set, anything from what outside the conference hall was going to look like, to the location of the TEDxUConn letters, to the lighting, where the red dot was going to go. Our production team always supervises and they help out a ton. Something that stuck out to me was that we were all standing there with all of the equipment and they were like, this is all on you guys, you are in charge, we're just here to help. So everybody really worked together, from untangling all the string lights, to putting the curtains up, to making sure the letters were in the exact perfect location so that they would look good on film and for the audience.
So that one day, really, it's the jigsaw puzzle. It's everything put together in this one incredible event that inspires the people in the audience, but also people watching it live or watching the videos afterwards. And to see people really excited behind the brand and behind the theme that we worked so hard to promote throughout the year, that's an incredible experience. And I think it's because of the community that we foster within our organization of, student leaders who are trying to put together this event, but also the community we foster through our events, like bringing the whole UConn community together for a day of reflection and inspiration. So I think that's what really inspired me and really, propelled me to continue my involvement. First as, a normal member and now as president, so.
I think having the freedom really to listen to different stories from different kinds of people from all over the world, it's just powerful, because you realize that we all suffer the same kind of pain, anxieties, just maybe in different languages and different cultures, but it's universal.
So I think coming into this new age of even mental health treatment in general, and even just societal norms, vulnerability has become something that we've really shied away from, that is now being reintroduced into society. And to anyone who is interested in giving a TED Talk or sharing their story, I would just encourage them to be vulnerable. Because as we be more vulnerable, as we go on telling our stories, we realize that we are not alone in our experiences. And the more that we are open and vulnerable, it helps other people to also be vulnerable. For me, the TED Talk is really where it starts. Especially with the theme of crushing that comfort zone. It's telling a personal story, talking about things like psychedelics that people do not talk about, and these paradigm shifts in mental health. And for me, this is where that discussion begins. Is giving them, okay, here's a 15-minute video clip that'll be popular and, go around, but now let's real talk about, what's next and how do we implement these changes into improving the mental health system.